Of everybody else here, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you because I believe God has a message for each and every one of us. We're not here by accident. Sincerely, we're not here by accident. And why I say we're not here by accident is because looking back over my life, Canada was a place I really wanted to come a long time ago, but never was able to come. And if you want to know about me, my name is Bibi Apampa. I'm a child of God. But I say I'm a child of God with pride, because there was a time I felt God had let me down. I was already in the church, a Christian and all. But you know, there are some things you say in your heart, you don't even express it out. Who can say to manage their finances? I'll say it inside of me, these people are careless. How would you accrue debt you can't pay? I mean, what made you go and take a loan? I never said it out, but you know, inside of me, I used to feel, these people are not, there's something not okay. You understand? When we relocated to UK, I started a business. And I thought this business was going to be, you know, my $1 million break. It was an all-ladies gym on 3 floors. Very, very good. All my staff were all white, you know. I would go in there wearing the same uniform, and then nobody would know I owned the place. And we got a loan to set that place up. Even getting the loan was a miracle, because I'd just been in the country for 7 months. We didn't have security to back it up, you know, so many things, but we got the loan. That I knew was God. And it was because God was setting me up for what He wanted to prepare for me. We had this massive gym, power park, you know, you have your own building, everything fantastic. All of a sudden, things started going wrong from the 3rd month. Now, my husband, I'm a chartered accountant, a fellow. But my husband is a practicing accountant. He would tell you how many liters per kilometer, how many, you know, the liters of petrol per kilometer, what costs this tire in a year. You know, he's that kind of very detailed person. So for us to have taken the loan, he had done everything you can think. In fact, we had got another accountant to go through the figures and everything for us. So within a year, the business collapsed. Then I was in debt. Over £100,000, unsecured. I'm not talking of secured now. Unsecured. I now knew what people in debt were feeling. All the things in my mind that I used to think, I never said it out. But you know, that rich man in the Bible never said, he said, I would pull down, he told anybody, I'll pull down my barns, I will build another one. He didn't tell anybody, it was in his own heart. But God sees the heart. And I was in debt, over 100,000. I knew what it was for a postman to come, drop a letter, and where you are sitting, you are shaking. Nobody else is in the house with you. You are shaking just to go and even see what the letter is. Your phone would ring, you look at the number, and there's no point. I started missing office. Not because I was ill, but because I knew somebody would come, and I didn't want to be available. I knew what it was to wake up in the middle of the night sweating, shaking. I'm wondering, God, how did I get there? My husband had a good job. He was with a multinational. His salary was like having money and pouring it into a basket. We were only paying the interest, servicing it. We were not even paying the loan back. So when I tell you I know what it is to be down, I'm talking from experience. But looking back, I realized some of those things I felt in my heart, God was using it to teach me. It's not by power, it's not by might. God helped us. It's a miracle. I learned so much about being in debt that I became an expert on talking in debt. And that was what launched my speaking career, talking to people about debt, how to get out of debt, how to manage creditors. I thank God today. The story has changed. We serve a king who is a way maker. The great I am that I am, the El Shaddai. The one who is able to turn things around. And you look back and you wonder, how? How? You will know it is God. And I bring this God who could do it for me. He will do it for you. It took us about 18 months, but we came out of debt. And I said that to the glory of God. I was telling Pastor Toyi that a time came when my daughter came to meet me. I said she wanted to make her hair, 25 pounds. I told her wait till the end of the month. She was a teenager. I said, Mommy, it's 25 pounds. And I went up to Mary and I cried. My daughter can never make her hair. I didn't have the money. We had downgraded everything downgradable to take buy value water. There was a time my son went to the supermarket and by mistake, he bought Evian that we used to buy before. The way I shouted at him for buying the wrong brand of water. Baked beans was value. We're not even buying shop brand. It was shop brand, you know those, I don't know if you have it here. They're like white and red. You just know they put the value. No name. Oh, okay. Praise the Lord. You can imagine somebody was a chartered accountant at 22. I was a bank manager at 25. So I came from a privileged background. 25 pounds was not something I even used to think about. But when God takes you down some route, it's because by the comfort you have received, you're able to comfort others. Praise the Lord. So I've told you who I am. I serve a God who is a way maker. And that God is what I want to bring to you today. The verse God gave me, God changed this message so many times. So I'm going to go a bit very fast. I believe there'll be a time when we can have interaction later on. I'm a happy wife. I'm a happy mother today. There was a time I was not a happy wife. I was not a happy mother. I was not happy in business. I was not happy at all. When I say I'm happy, it's an achievement for me. And it's because of God, yes. Now when I got the message, laced with prudence, I had so many things went up in my head. How do you talk about being laced with prudence? 3 days ago, God changed the message on arrival. And he gave me another verse in Proverbs 31:6. I'm going to go a bit fast, but everything today has already been loaded to my website, www.bibiapampa.eu/Canada. Bibi Apampa, Bibi is my name, BIBI, APAMPA. .eu, we live in Europe, /Canada. So this presentation is already loaded there. You can always download it, okay? Because I'm going to go a bit fast because of my time. Now, please turn with me to Proverbs 31:6. It's on the slide as well. I put the virtuous, laced with prudence woman. the virtuous laced with prudence woman. And that Proverbs 31:6 tells me, she considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand, she planteth a vineyard. She considereth a field and buys it. That's wisdom, like Pastor Paula said. Knowledge. And the wealth to consider it. You only consider it when you know you have the wisdom, the knowledge, the skill. That's when you can even consider buying a field. With the fruit of our hands, out of our earnings, out of our profit, out of our resources, out of our savings, out of our capital. That's the woman we are talking about. A woman who, with the fruit of her hands, she's a wife, she's a mother. The Bible tells us her husband is known at the gates. He sits with the nobles. He is known because already she occupies a place of respect, of authority. Out of our own earnings, the fruit of our hands. So she's not just depending on the husband, not the fruit from the husband's hands, but the fruit of our own hands. I'm stressing this because God says everything that pertaineth unto life and unto godliness, He has put inside of us. So everything you need to succeed, to excel, to prosper, God has put inside of you already. So you can have that fruit of your hand to go into investments. And so she planted a vineyard, starts and grows multiple sustainable businesses. A vineyard is not one tree. A vineyard is not just 2 trees. When you have a vineyard, it means you have a farm, you have a processing unit, you have a marketing unit, you have a distribution unit. That is a vineyard. A vineyard is not just a farm. A vineyard is a production process. And this is with the fruit of you have to create it. Joseph had a dream, but he had to create that dream. Your dream does not exist. Now, what is this, your dream that you have? You need to desire it. You need to determine within yourself, this dream is going to come to pass. You need to cross a line in your heart where you just jump over the line and say, I have made up my mind. This dream would come to pass. I will create this dream with the help of God. This woman built strong empires. When I talk about strong empires, I'm not talking about just money or financial empire. Your financial empire might be your home. A dream of having a strong, focused Christian family. Your empire might be your career, to excel and be the best in what you do. Your empire might be your ministry, to give all glory to God in your ministry, to touch lives, to win souls. So each and every one of us, our empires differ. Now, your empire might change from time to time depending on your circumstances. When my children were younger, my empire was around them. Everything I did, my timetable was around them. So if I drop them in school, anything I do between the time I drop them in school and the time I pick them up was my own time. But even when I was working, everything revolved around them. So at that point in time, my empire was building the family, building the home. At the time when they were getting to teenage, my empire changed to building a career. Then building a business. But it's not just building a business now. I'm going to talk about building a global business, which I hope every one of you can key into. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Luckily, the earth now is a global village, which means you don't have to be contained within one geographical location. Now, in building the strong empire with excellence, you need to make maximum impact. I'm talking a lot about maximum impact in church tomorrow. How do you make maximum impact in life? I'm talking about making maximum, because that was my own book that hit Amazon.com on the day it was released, number 1. And that one was a miracle on its own. Because in 2015, I co-wrote a book with Mark Victor Hansen, Chicken Soup with the Soul, and it hit the bestseller list. And I was invited to the Bestsellers Awards in Hollywood. For that award, it was so funny. Orelua, he's going to bring a copy of the book. I went alone because I didn't know what the award was about. They said my book, the book I co-wrote is bestseller list, come for award. I didn't know what it was. I knew it was something good, but I didn't know it was something big. So on getting to the airport, my husband didn't come. I went alone because I didn't know. Thank you very much. The pack. Okay. Yeah. This is the book with Mark Victor Hansen. I was invited to co-write a chapter in the book. I didn't write the full book. But I ended up making the front cover of the book. That alone was God. The truth is, I've never met Mark Victor Hansen. The dinner we were supposed to hold when we were supposed to meet, my flight was delayed, so I couldn't meet the dinner. And I was the one at the award night. So when they announced my name, I was like, me? Award in Hollywood? The paparazzi, straight from the airport. Somebody carrying my name. You know, you come out, somebody carrying, you're like, is that the right person? There's one who comes with chocolate and flowers. And you're wondering, yeah, it's me. You know, you adjust yourself and, Bibi Apampa? I said, yeah, yes, it's me. You know, you're trying to look intelligent. I traveled, nobody has met me at the airport with flowers, so. And then you see all the lights flashing, and I'm in Hollywood. Okay. Limo, everything. And then on the award night, well, you know, I don't know if you've been to Hollywood. There's this lane. There's this walk of fame. You come out of the limo, you know, you adjust, and the lights are flashing, and you're like taking your step, trying to look like I'm important. Well, I'm asking myself, how did I get here? I hope my dress is okay. I'm sharing this because it was a dream. And it became a reality. Something I did not expect, you understand? But I didn't have any rights over the book, which is one thing. When you are poor, but poor is not my right. When you're hungry, please don't sign contracts. I was so surprised that Mark Victor Hansen would ask me to write a book, a chapter in his book. You have no rights over the book. Who cares? Sign. You cannot sell the book. Who cares? Sign. You cannot do this with the book. Sign. I felt privileged. You understand? So I didn't have any rights over the book. I couldn't do anything about the book. I was given some copies, which is really running out now, which I could sell, I could give, but those were like what I was constrained to do. So when I now wrote my own book, and then my own book hit #1 in Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, Amazon Australia, the day it was released. I knew it was the hand of God. Because I did not have the big name now supporting me, lifting me up. It was God. So, when I'm talking about making maximum impact, we have three powers. The power of the spoken word. Power of life and death is in your tongue. There's the power of the written word. Write the vision and make it plain, that you may run with it. Then there's the power of the visual word. That which you see would come to pass. When they get to where about building the temple, Zechariah, he went to Zechariah and he said, he had so many things against him. He said, go and take the capstone. And keep on saying grace, grace, grace. He said, the hand of whoever started this work, his hand will finish it. So that grace, grace, grace on the capstone. The capstone is the last thing you put on top of the temple when you are building. So it was like you are building a church, you go and buy the pulpit first. You look at people and keep on saying grace, grace, grace. See the end before it has happened. The same thing with Abraham. When God told him, you are going to be the father of nations, he said, who am I? It's my servant that is going to take over my property. God said, look at the stars. If you can count the stars, so will your children be. So anytime Abraham goes out, he sees the stars, he remembers God's promise. And there was a time I told God, I said, if you could bring me out of this debt, one day, I would write a check of $1 million as tithes. Not as my income, but as tithes. Now, I needed something that would represent that. And so I went out, Googled and all, and I found $1 million note. Now, $1 million doesn't exist. But somehow they have $1 million note, which they use for training, I think. So I carry it in all my bags. I carry it everywhere. I use it as a bookmark, everything and all. And every time I see it, I keep telling God, I keep reminding God, grace, grace. You can see it's laminated and all. I have quite a number. I mean, who wants $1 million? Who wants $1 billion? You're all sitting down, and I'm saying, who wants $1 million? I'll give you later. Yeah. Here. Well, I still have more. Okay, but I'll get this one back because it's laminated. Please always take action. So there's power of that visual word. And every time I look at that $1 million, I keep telling God, one day I will write a check for $1 million tithes. I have some of my books outside. I have a pack here. If you are taking the pack, there are $1 million notes inside. Or most of the books as well. So that is a woman lives with prudence. She creates her dreams. She builds strong empires. She makes maximum impact. Now, what do you need to be able to do this thing? Create your dream. Make maximum impact. Build strong empires. Please, now I'm going to run fast. I can see my time is running. One, you need your message to the world. Why did God create you here? What is your message? What is your focus? What is your vision? What is your plan? Why are you here on earth? Nobody was created a mistake. We all have something special inside of us. So you need to know your message to the world. What is your message? The next thing is you need to have a voice. People need to hear you. People need to see you. People need to know you. People need to read you. So you need to have a message. You need to have a voice. And then you need to have a platform. Many times people in my coaching group, they'll tell me, I'm just in the church, nobody has any platform, nobody will come. I said, you don't even need a physical platform. That is the truth. There's a lady I'm working with now. She has a message to the youth. So we created something we call Young and Influential TV. The Young and Influential TV is in our room. But she has a channel on YouTube. What we did was to have a backdrop where she wants to talk. She stands in front of the backdrop, and either an iPad or a phone, we use it to record. And then she's been releasing it every week. Young and Influential TV. So she releases it on YouTube, she copies it on Facebook, she sends it to her WhatsApp group, and she's been getting invitations to come and speak. People are asking about her book. So we are rushing to write a book. Because you can create your platform for yourself. You don't need anybody to create your platform for you. Pastor Tonya and I met over social media. Do you understand? Most of the invitations I get to speak or to train or to consult is over the internet. Because the world is a village now. So you create your own platform, you have your own voice, you have your own message. That is a woman laced with prudence, who is a virtuous woman as well. Now, to do all these things, there are some things you need to understand, some background. There are some statistics I always share everywhere I go, because it's a wake-up call. Now, out of 100 people who finish school at 25, 4% have enough money to meet their needs, which means when they're retiring, as long as nothing serious happens, they can live. They can survive. They can coast along. Now, 22% at the age of 65 cannot stop working. If they stop working, the world would collapse. These are people who have worked for 40 years. Following the 40-40 formula. You work for 40 hours, for 40 weeks, for 40 years to get 40% pension. 40. They can't stop working. Now, 45% depend on family for survival. Some of us probably have parents that if you don't send money to them at the end of the month, you're going to get frantic phone calls. They have to survive on either charity or the government or the family to survive. Only 1 out of 100 is financially independent. I don't know which category you intend to belong by the time you are 65. It's a wake-up call. But God is a God of restoration. He's a God that starts all over again. It's a God of new beginnings. Now, the statistics is worse for women. 50% of women will be single again by the time they're 50. Either from divorce, from not even getting married at all, or because of widow. Unfortunately, their standard of living will reduce by 50%. And 70% of women will have to go on working for survival to meet basic needs. The first set of statistics is the general. When we talk about women alone, it's terrible. And these statistics were carried out from North America, which includes Canada. So you can imagine what the statistics would be in other parts of the world. Now, this is not the woman we talked about in Proverbs 31 that is laced with prudence. That woman that we talked about considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. Now, the Bible tells me in Isaiah 60:11, it says, day and night your gates will be opened continually. It will not be shut. That the kings can bring their wealth to you. Why do you need to do this? When I came out of debt, I knew I was going to go into business again. But I knew it had to be a business that would not involve money. A business that would not involve anything big. In fact, by that time, I think my dream had reduced. Because I had been down, you know. When I came across this verse, I thought, how can your gates not be closed continually? How can it be open 24/7? And that's when I discovered the digital world, the internet world, the social media world, the cyber world. That it's possible to actually start a business in your own home and sell to the whole world and not close. Now, if as a woman, you don't strive for greatness and empower yourself, you'll only be relevant in the kitchen, in the living room, and in the other room. A president said that. That is not what that Proverbs 31 woman was. She considered a field. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She was definitely not just relevant in those 3 rooms. And so the world is changing, and you have to understand and flow with it as it's changing. Businesswomen are changing the world, building digital empires, making money from phones, changing the world with Wi-Fi. Digital disruption has started, which means you can compete in whatever you want to do. The biggest taxi company in the world does not own a taxi. The biggest hotel brand in the world, Hair NRB, does not own an hotel. The biggest movie house does not own a cinema. Which means things have changed. Today I'm a best-selling author not because I sell books at conferences, but because people who don't know me bought my book over the internet. Today, if you Google my name, I'm considered as one of the top motivational speakers in Africa. And the truth is, if you go to my country, they don't know my name. But they know me in other countries of Africa. Do you understand? Things are changing. God will announce you in your future. Places you have not been to, God will announce you. But that's because you would have built a platform. You make your dream to come to pass, and you make maximum impact. That's where I'm coming from that. So you have to flow with me the way I'm going. Now, what is a global small business? A global business is a small business that is not limited by geography. My business runs 24/7. It doesn't depend on me being in Canada or in England. In actual fact, most of the people don't know where I live. That is the truth. People don't know where I live. Because at any point in time, my business is running. I have a virtual company that if you phone them 24/7, they'll pick up your phone, they'll pick up my phone calls. They would answer in my company name. If you tell them you want to talk to me, they'll tell you, please leave your name, she is not available. She would call you back once she's available. Now, I don't even know who runs that company. We have never met. But that company takes orders from me. Immediately you call, they would answer in my company name because I have my own phone number. They will take down your details, and immediately you are dropping, they will send me a text message. They will send me an email. Remember I told you, businessmen, we now run our business over Wi-Fi, over the internet. They will send a message, and immediately I would know so and so call from this country for this information. Sometimes I might not be the one to call to pick up the message. It might be somebody else who would call them and say, exactly why do you need her? Please give me more information so I know what to tell her. She can then get back to you. The business runs 24/7. I don't have to be there. Do you understand? What I get is emails, text messages telling me money has come into my account. You are scheduled to be in this country. You are scheduled to talk or give. This person wants to talk about your consultancy, which means you can be any. You understand? But people are signing up to our channel on YouTube, young and influential. She'll tell you you can be young, you can be influential. You can be richer than your parents. She's already got a voice. She's building the platform, and she's making maximum impact. They're usually service providers and use internet as the platform to create wealth. There is wealth to be created over the internet. I don't know the last time I bought a ticket from a travel agent. Right from when my children were in secondary school, we used to buy their uniform over the internet and it gets delivered to their house. You can run everything you are doing over the internet. That's why that verse now became very true in my life. Day and night, your gates to be open, so that the kings of the nations may bring you their wealth. That is how the wealth will flow, through the internet. Not by having a boot sale or having this business I'm running in the boot of my car. No. Now you have to understand, every empire you are building doesn't mean you have to be self-employed. You can still be working somewhere and building the empire by the side. It does not depend. It doesn't mean that you have to leave your job. Your job could actually be the springboard to the empire you're trying. That's why I came out from that idea of empire. What empire do you want to build? The first thing was, if you can sell 200,000 books at $5, that would give you the $1 million. Okay, that's breaking it down. There's about 7 billion people on earth. I only need 200,000, which is less than 1%, 0.1% of the people on earth, to buy my book for $5 or to buy my CD for $5. How we hit the $1 million mark. Now, this is a place where I don't need to close office. I don't need to close shop. It's open 24/7 to everywhere in the world. When you're sleeping in America, they're waking up in Asia. So my gates are open day and night for the kings to bring their wealth to me. The next thing was, if I can sell things on eBay or any platform for $10, I only need to sell 100,000 units. And I'll make the 100,000 $1 million goal. Now I was breaking it down. So I realized that it wasn't that difficult, really. If I can think of the empire I want to build, I'm talking about business and financial empire. As I said, it changes depending on your the life you're in. You understand? It depends on the phase of life that you're in. Okay? If I can have a business selling other people's products, and I'm getting a commission of $20, all I need to sell is 50,000 units over the internet. Not my products, other people's products. Because how I started my affiliate business, my internet business, being an affiliate, selling other people's products. I'll show you how to do that. If I do a consultancy or training, and I can get 2,000 people all over the world to just pay me $500, then I would hit that mark. If I start a network marketing business, and in my team I have 3,000 people who team line I'm making $25 from per month, over 3 years I would hit the $1 million mark. Can you see how you can break it down? Whatever empire you want to build, break it down to the barest minimum so that it becomes easy to achieve. Like they tell you, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Now, looking at this global business empire that we're talking about, how can we build it? I'm going to discuss about 5 different ways today. Very easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. Sincerely. I am not what's the word now? Techno savvy. Do you understand? So if I can do it, you can do it as well. Then nothing is difficult when you can break it down. That's one thing God had helped me with as a coach. He helps me to break down things that seem complex into very small units that make it easy to understand. Now, the first one is the expert niche business. The expert niche business is when you are a coach, an author, a speaker. We can all become an expert in an area where you will shine. And there are many areas for you to shine. Many areas. Unbelievable areas, sincerely. Then there's the internet marketing and affiliate business. I'll talk about affiliate business because that is what you can start from today to sell other people's products. Then e-commerce business, making money from social media. Instead of just spending time on Facebook or Twitter telling them about the latest that has happened to you, or the way you are dressed going to church, or your daughter is getting married, or your son is 10 years old and you have everything, make money from it as well. You understand? Don't just be a visitor on social media, make money from social media as well. I'll show you a few ways of how to make money from social media. Then the home business niche. I will not be talking about real estate and paper investments today because it's not something we can cover. And I need to really run. I can say I have only about 10 minutes left. But as I said, everything has been uploaded already, so you can download the slides and go through. So you don't need to write. So just listen, please. Because I have 10 minutes and I have to finish in 10 minutes. Now, there are 3 types of market. There is what we call the passion market. Those are hobbies, talents. I have a website that deals with passion. Dog lovers, cat lovers. I'm not an animal lover at all. But I have a website that talks about cats. I sell other people's products on that website. You understand? What do? I get somebody to write 10 articles for me about cats, somebody who knows cats and everything about cats. So it's there. There's a way you market it. You sell other people's products. And then you have some people telling you, oh, my cat is cold. What am I supposed to do? It's winter. Everything they wrote, I just put in Google. Cat is cold. It's winter. Blanket. I have no idea what it is about. You'll be surprised the number of people who spend time answering questions on Yahoo Answers. You get about 4 people who would answer your questions. You combine the 4 answers, write it very intelligently, combine it together. Then you now reply as the admin. Yes, your cat is cold. It is winter. Now you can actually buy electric blankets that you put in your cat's cot, which you just want for a minute. Now this electric blanket, the best I could recommend is sold on this particular site. I get a commission when I sell it. If you buy it, and then the cat food that you are using, the cat food might be what's affecting the cat. Now a particular website sells the best cat food that will make your cat not get cold in winter. You'll be surprised they buy. I don't know anything about cats. I can't even stick a cat. Anything creepy, crawly, 4 legs, I can't stick it. But I make money from it. Do you understand? So passion is a very lovely market to be in. That's one. Now there's the pain market. People would buy things when they're in pain. So if you can go into a pain market, you'll be surprised the people who buy things from there. I'll give you an example of a pain market. Sometimes some people just develop a mouth odor. It could be a season of life. It could be what they're going through, you know. But it can get embarrassing if you have a mouth odor. It has I can't remember the medical name they call it now. Oh, good. Do you know that if you go to the chemist, you can actually buy a spray for $3? But there are people who would go to the internet and would say, what is the solution to this. You who are an internet marketer, you'd have written an article describing the symptoms, what is wrong, and how they can cure it. Everything you got from the Google, okay? How they can cure it, and how a particular spray that costs $20 is the best in the market. You're not the one selling it. Somebody else is selling it. So you're not worried about customer service, returns. It's not your problem. You will now recommend it that for more information and the best spray to use, please go to this Amazon shop. Now you have signed up as an Amazon associate. It is your link that the person will click on to go and buy it in Amazon. And the good thing is by the time they click your link, Amazon would always tell them people who bought this spray also bought this one. Anything they buy, because they came in through your link, you get a commission. Do you see how the wealth of the kings flows into you and your shops are not closed day and night? So there are some things you just to do. You build the empire, you write articles, you have videos, you have things, and you don't even know where the money is coming from. Because some of them are things you have done 4 years ago. It's like you build an estate, you leave it there, and wait for the income to come in from the estate. Virtual estate, okay? So that's the pain market. Now there's a combination of the two, which is like pain and passion. One of that I like is that of brides. A bride will spend anything to have a lovely wedding. There's one of my clients now who is a fitness guy, and he was complaining he doesn't have customers, he doesn't have this. So I said, look, it's because you call yourself a fitness instructor. Everybody says a fitness instructor. There are fitness gyms are everywhere, so what's special about you? Why not become a transformation expert and transform brides? So that was one of the markets we developed for him. Transform brides and tell them, I will change your physique in 12 weeks or money back. As your transformation agent, you would look slim, fit, trim, and beautiful for your wedding. What does it do? For 3 months, it's guaranteed that client. That client has to pay for 3 months. You understand? Because that's the only time he guarantees. Now, having that client for 3 months means the client has to follow the instructions, or else the money guarantee does not work. So he has to keep a log and all. Then, as the bride, she now tells you, your chief bridesmaid, your bridesmaid, your flower girls, the mother of the bride, the mother of the groom, I would give them 10% discount to prepare them for the wedding as well. So that everybody looks fit, trim, and slim, and lovely for the wedding. In actual fact, I have an associate who is a makeup specialist. On your wedding day, she will do the face of the mother for free, as long as she does your own face, the bridal for. He gets a commission from the photographer, from the makeup artist, from the person that sells. You understand? That's how he builds an empire. So his own job is to get the bride slim, fit, and trim. But he has added other people's things where he gets commission for recommending them. Do you understand? So that's the combination of passion and pain. Okay? Now, we now have to go on roller coaster very fast. Step 1. To start the wealth building process, you have to learn to save and invest. If you cannot save, you are not safe. I know when I was in debt, I found it difficult to save. Sincerely, in as much as you are paying back your debt, you still need to put something aside. Pay yourself. You pay electricity, you pay things, you pay everybody, you don't remember to pay. You have to pay yourself something. You are the one that worked for the money. So learn to save. If all you can do is save $100 a month, if you get a mistake and do it for your child, comes to $3.30 a day, over 45 years, if when you started working and you started to retire, you'd have become a millionaire. for just saving $100 a day, a month. And the way you do that is to set up your pension fund so that the money goes into your pension fund. I don't know how it works in America, but in England, in Europe, the government returns a percentage of whatever is paid into your pension fund, part of what is supposed to have been the tax element of it, back into your, the pension company claims it from the government. So already, you are already earning like a 15% return, even without the investment from the pension fund. Okay, so the first one is to save and invest. The second one is to become a global business. Become an expert in something. And this is because the market for being an expert is big. If I look at the statistics, over 427 billion is spent annually on education and coaching, personal growth, mobile apps. Now, so how do you become an expert? Please go down, I'm going first already. What is become an expert plan? There's a particular book I would recommend, and it's free. It's at www.expertsecretbook.com. It really breaks it down. You need to become an expert in something. You need to be known for something. You need to excel in something. Know your topic. Position yourself intelligently as an expert. I told you about the fitness instructor. We've changed his name from fitness instructor to transformation expert. You understand? The lady that says she has a ministry to youth, we changed our we use the name Young and Influential as our platform is Young and Influential. Our ministry is to the youth. But I told her there is no money in ministry to the youth. That is the truth. The youth don't pay money to groom themselves. The youth will pay money to travel. They'll pay money to develop the way they look, the way they dress, the way to make money. You understand? So we have to change our youth ministry to Young and Influential. He tells them you can be young, you can be influential. By the time you get into our training, you would know that it is a youth ministry. It is not Young and Influential on its own. Do you understand? You have to position yourself intelligently as an expert. Know what your audience, what are their problems, what are their pains, what are the things that keep them awake at night. Find a solution for it. Package this your solution in a way that can be downloaded and sold over the internet. I have coaching clients in different countries of the world. I've never seen them. I coach them over Skype. Do you understand? Campaign and promote yourself strategy, and then partner with others to get your way out. The second step, or is still under this expert thing, is you have to learn to write a book. What does a book do? A book positions you as an expert. A book tells people you know what you are doing. Like I have a book, How to Use Social Media to Grow Your Business, is outside. That particular book I've gotten quite a number of consultancy jobs using that book. There was one particular consultancy, service providers were told to come and, talk to the board and tell them what they could do in helping this company to have a better social media presence. They found me using the book. And I was invited to make a presentation. When I got to what I just did, the first thing I did was give out the book for free for everybody there. Those who are competing with me and those on the board and everybody, I gave them the book for free. When it was my turn to talk, I had done a research on the company and I told them, you don't need me. Just read my book. But these are the things you need to do to use the social media to grow your business. So it was more of educational training. I was teaching them what they needed to do. So at the end of my period, I told them, you don't need me. I've told you what to do. Read my book, follow the instructions, and you have a better presence. You'll be able to sell your products. They said, okay, give us the PowerPoints. And I said, no, that's my property. I've told you already. I believe you should have taken notes when I was showing you how to do it. But as I said, you have the book in your hands. Use the book. I got that consultancy job, even though my charges were higher than everybody else. But that was the book. The book had positioned me as an expert in the field. Do you understand? So it didn't need much convincing to say, okay, this lady could deliver what she was talking about. So you need a book to strategically position you. And it's so easy to publish on Amazon now. Very, very easy to publish. You self-publish. You don't need somebody else to publish. You don't need a publishing house. You don't even need to have copies of the book. It could be on Kindle and you sell it worldwide. Now, the next thing you have to learn to do, which is step 3, is to start a business online. You don't have to start selling your own product when you don't have it. Sell other people's products. Use that as the learning process. When you sell other people's products, you don't carry any risk. You don't need a capital to start. Now, I believe most of you must have heard about Bill Gates. Is this somebody you think you should listen to? Do you know who Bill Gates is? Oh, okay, good. I thought it was only those of us in Europe that know him. He said, if your business is not on the internet, very soon you'll be out of business. That is the truth. So whatever you are doing, you must have a platform on the internet. So start by selling other people's books. You can see there's some websites that you can learn. If you go to this earnmoneyeverymonth.com, it shows you how you can make money as an affiliate for free. For free. Don't buy anything until you finish all the free resources that are available. Okay? Those sites are free. They will teach you for free how to become start your selling products on the internet. Now, I'm jumping a lot now. Okay. Step 4. Step 4 is network marketing. So by being network marketing, choose a business that you can relate with, that you can promote, that you can use yourself. And Bill Gates said it as well, that if he was to start all over again, he would choose a network marketing business. Now, making money with social media. How do you make money with social media? I'll tell you one way I make money with social media. I have a Facebook page, which is on How to Become a Motivational Speaker. It's one of my books. On that particular page, I talk about becoming a motivational speaker, what you need to be a public speaker. And then when I give about 4 things, I now advertise a particular product for them to sell. Do you understand? That I'm selling, which might be my product, it might not be my own product. Another thing I can do is on my Facebook page, I can tell them, oh, I'm reading this book. And this book talks about this. If you want to learn about it, please go and get a copy of this book on Amazon. The link I will put there will be my affiliate link. So if you go to Amazon and you buy the book, I will get a commission. If you buy anything on Amazon for the next 24 hours, because it came in through my link, I get a commission on it. Do you understand? Another way of doing it is when some people are offering something for free, maybe they are launching their product, you sign on as an affiliate, and you tell them this thing is available for free if you can get it at this point in time. Now, when there are people who are doing that, they will give a number of free sessions, but because they sign in with your affiliate link, if they now decide to sign up for the training, you get a commission on it. So that way, I use my Twitter, I use my Facebook, and I use my Google Plus to make money on social media. Now, if you go to this website, make money, and then there's another thing, you can actually become a social media consultant as well. Helping companies to grow their business using the social media. Now, the fifth step, my time is up, I can see already, is e-commerce. E-commerce is when you now decide to sell things, your own products. There are many platforms on e-commerce. It could be Shopify, it could be Amazon, it could be Facebook store or eBay. Now, people have asked me that if I were going to start all over again, what will I do? Where would I start? First and foremost, I would learn to save. You know, when Egypt was going to be destroyed, and Joseph came to meet Pharaoh, Joseph told Pharaoh that in the 7 years of affluence, they should keep 20% of all their harvest. That this 20% of the harvest will sustain the 7 years of drought. You know what the world calls it, 80-20 principle, Pareto principle. It was taken from the Bible. Which means for me, 100% that comes into my account, 10% goes to God, 10% goes to me. That is my own 80-20%. And there is something about having a savings. Bible talks about money being a defense. You don't put your trust in money. But there's something about having a savings, and at the end of the month, even if it's 2 cents that they had to eat, that money is growing. Anything that is not growing is dying. So if you don't have any financial thing that is growing in your life, then check it, something is dying. And the way to make sure that thing doesn't die, your financial growth, is one, the 80-20 principle. 10% to God, 10% to you, then all other things you are spending on goes under the 80%. Secondly, I would get trained in internet business. Because internet is the future for everything and anything. I've given you examples of where you can get the training for free. Third thing is I would become an expert. The easiest way to become an expert is become a life coach. Because in a life coach training, they will show you how to break down your niche so that you can be a specialist in something small, which means you know a lot about something small. Okay? So I would do that. The fourth thing I would do is to have a YouTube channel. Why a YouTube channel? YouTube is owned by Google, which means anything you post on YouTube gets promoted by Google and ends up coming to the first page of Google very early. YouTube channel, people are more visual now. People are lazy when it comes to reading. But if it's something they can see, then they're able to go into it. And the good thing about having a YouTube channel is that you can become a YouTube associate, which means the more people watch your videos, the more YouTube will pay you for advertising, either in the beginning or in the middle of your product, of your video clip. Which means, apart from, creating a platform for yourself, you're actually making money also from YouTube. The third thing I would do is now look at people who have made it in the niche and then model what they're doing. Success leaves clues. Do not copy. Model. It's different. For instance, if I say something like, I'm going out of the door, I'm going outside, you can write something that I'm inside right now, but I need to move outside. We've said the same thing. Do you understand? We've said the same thing, but I did not copy what the first person said. So model, do not copy. Okay? In conclusion, now there are several businesses you can start today. I run that for on many programs. That particular program is going for $150. But for anybody from this conference, you can get it for $100. And I would add an extra. You would have a 30-minute Skype coaching with me If you buy it and you tell me it's from this program, okay? So apart from giving you 30% discount, instead of $150, you get it for $100. I'll also throw in 30 minutes consultation over Skype with you. Now, if you go to that particular website, bibiapampa.tu/Canada, you'll find the link there. Now, in conclusion, to end, Bill Gates said something. It's about Houdini. Houdini was a master jailbreaker. You can Google him. No jail could hold Houdini. It was like they would lock him up, and he always found a way to break the lock. And he would always laugh, because he would always tell them no jail can hold him. So there was this particular jail master who said, bring Houdini to me. I would lock him up. And they told him, maximum praising, everywhere we've taken him to, this guy has broken free. There is nothing you can do. He said, I told you, bring Houdini to me. I will lock him up. So they brought Houdini to this gentleman. And when Houdini saw him, he said, what's special about you? Haven't you heard about my reputation? Don't you know what I have done? The guy just kept quiet. The Bible says, in silence and quiet shall your strength be. And he said, I will hold you in. You cannot break my own jail. I'm a master jailer here. I have the authority here. This is my platform. You cannot break. And so Houdini laughed and he said, go ahead, where's your jail? Lock me in. So the guy took Houdini, and everybody else was around wanting to see what this guy was going to do. Took him into this jail, closed the door on Houdini, and when Houdini got in, he started to work. He had a way of holding wires and things in places that nobody could suspect was there. Because they would search him, they wouldn't find anything. But he had his secret places within his body that used to have all sorts of things. After about 1.5 hours, they called him and said, Houdini, 1.5 hours. You are still in the room. Are you ready to give up? He said, no. Give me time. He went back to the lock. He tried to break the lock. He did everything. Disfigured it, disconfigured it. After about 3 hours, Houdini gave up and said, yes, finally, there is a jail that can hold Houdini. And he said, yes, he had to clap for that master jailbreak. And everybody was celebrating and clapping and said, finally, we have the formula, we have the strategy. So this man was celebrating. Houdini was used to being in jail. It's meant, I cannot go out. My color does not appreciate people moving through the ranks. The person I am, where I'm coming from, God has been true and good to me. Let me just hide here. Let me maintain. Don't let me break ranks. I am comfortable where I am. I don't need to move above, beyond these lines that I've been contained in. I am comfortable here. I can eat. I can pay my mortgage. I can pay my rent. I can eat. I can send my children to school. As long as I don't break ranks, I don't move out of my comfort zone, I am okay. Meanwhile, God is telling you, you are a virtuous woman, laden with prudence. You are a woman who considers a field. With the fruit of her hands, she builds a vineyard. You are a woman that God says, everything that pertains unto life and godliness I have given unto you. You are a woman that says you would rise up with wings like an eagle. You are a woman that God has told you that the fruit of the land would yield its increase unto you. That you will eat your fill and dwell safely in the land. You are a woman that God has told you that you are blessed coming in, you are blessed going out. The works of your hand is blessed. That whatever you lay your hands on, blessed in the city, blessed in the field. You are a woman that God has told you that the earth and the Lord's belongs unto you. Because he has conquered, he has given unto you. Why do you have to restrain and constrain yourself? My message to you today, a woman laden with prudence has to break out. You need to break free. You need to rise. You need to shine. You need to occupy the position that God has ordained for you. You need to be the woman that would rise and nations would rise and say she is blessed. You need to be a woman that her husband will be known in the gates because of who she is, what she has accomplished, and the kind of children she is raising. You need to be the woman who can stand and tell the devil, thus far you have gone, no more. I am in control. I have the authority that Jesus has given unto me. I create my dream. I build empires. I make maximum impact. Will you join me being that kind of woman today?